Welcome back to Masterminds online classes. So this is part 2 or session 2, what we can call it as. So in this we are going to start a new chapter, that is active voice and passive voice. So we'll start this active voice passive voice now. First of all, before we start this active voice passive voice, we have to understand what is the weightage given for this particular chapter. So what is the weightage for this particular chapter, we have to understand. Say for example, active voice, passive voice. If you see the previous examination point of view, generally this particular topic is given for 3 marks in most of the exams. So regularly they are going to give this particular question with the number of questions like 3 questions. Each question carries 1 mark. So total number of questions, 3 questions they are giving regularly in the every examination without fail. In March 2018, if you see 3 marks they have given. In August 2018, October 2018, next March 2019, May 2018. So wherever you say in every examination, you take whatever the year it is. Without any variation, regularly they are giving for 3 marks. But the point is, they don't give this 3 marks in only one question. So they split it. Suppose in question number 3, in option A, they give active voice, passive voice. Maybe in question number 4, in option B, they may give you active voice, passive voice, one more question. Like that, they may split the questions. That splitting chance is also there. Okay. So this is how the active voice, passive voice questions are expected. So let me just let us open the material. So active voice, passive voice, I already told you the weightage for this particular chapter. The weightage for this chapter is 3 marks. Then you have to put efforts. The question is expected like they will give you one active voice sentence. You have to read it, understand it, what tense it is, what type of active voice it is. Then based on that, you have to write down the passive voice for that. So like that the questions are expected from this active voice, passive voice. Next, there is scope that they give you passive voice and ask you to write active voice. There are no multiple choice questions, you have to write on your own. So straight away you have to write the answer on your own. This is how the questions are expected from this active voice and passive voice. Now let us see. Let us start this topic. So here theory part is there. Keeping aside the theory part, let me explain you the topic in detail on the screen. So you can go through the topic on the screen. Now I shall explain you how these particular questions are given, and based on that we can have an idea. So first of all, coming to active voice sentence, we have to understand what is active voice. Yes, active voice. So a sentence that gives importance or priority to subject in a sentence is called active voice. So any sentence that gives priority or importance to subject is called as active voice. For example, he helped me. If you see this sentence, this is in active voice. Now how can we say this is in active voice? What is the subject here? Already in the previous class, in the previous chapter, we discussed what is subject, what is verb, what is transitive verb, what is object. I already told you the last class there is 0 weightage, that is sentence and its types. But the topics like subject, verb, object, transitive verb, this type of aspects would be helping us in understanding the next topics that we are getting. So now you can understand what is that importance. In the previous class we discussed about these points like subject, verb and object. Now we are going to see that importance. So here see, the subject is he. What is the subject in this sentence? He. So we are giving priority to subject in this sentence. That means you are putting the subject in the first place. So that is why this sentence is called as active voice. Next, where is the object? Object is the end. Object is at the end. Object is the receiver of action. So this object is the receiver of action and subject is the doer of action. So the subject is doer of action. So he helped me. Me is object in this sentence. We are object. Right. So well, in this sentence, if you see, helped is transitive verb. Why this is considered as transitive verb? Means it has some object in it and the action is transferred from subject to object. He helped me. So overall, if you see, this verb is considered as a transitive verb. So we definitely need a transitive verb to convert active voice into passive voice. Suppose if you want to convert active voice sentence into passive voice, then we need a transitive verb. Without transitive verb, we cannot write active voice into passive voice. Yes, this is true. We cannot convert active voice to passive voice without a transitive verb. So when there is no transitive verb, there is no passive voice. So rarely they may ask you a question. Without any transitive verb, they may give you a question where you have to find out whether there is transitive verb or not. Right. However, this sentence is called active voice sentence. Now if you want to convert this sentence into passive voice, there are some steps you have to follow. Very quickly we are revising the topic. We are not taking up the regular class. So very quickly we are going to revise. So you can recollect all the points. Right. First step is write this object as subject. This is step number 1. Whenever sentence ending we are writing objective case as me, in sentence beginning it is written as I because this is subjective case. This is step number 1. Now you may get a doubt, what is this subjective case and objective case? See, in the sentence beginning, if you write I, that is subjective. In the sentence ending, that is objective, we write it as me. In the beginning, whenever we write it as me, I. In the ending, when we write, that is object place, then we write me. Suppose sentence in the beginning we write we and we write it as us in the objective case. We is the subjective case whereas us is the objective case. Say for example he is the subjective case, him is the objective case. Next she is the subjective case, her is the objective case. Next they is the subjective case, them is the objective case. It, subjective case also it, objective case also it only. Okay, there is no change with respect to some words like it. Okay, next you, subjective case also you only, objective case also you only. So these 2 points we don't have any change. Remaining all we have subjective case and objective case. Basing on the subjective and objective case we have to identify. So you have to remember this table also, which we generally learn in our earlier stages. So whenever in the sentence starting, the beginning of the sentence is considered as subjective case. So the beginning of the sentence is called as subjective case and the ending of the sentence is called objective case. So you have to remember this particular aspect. Subjective case and objective case. Basing on that we have to understand where to use subjective case, where to use objective case. So the first step, as we already understood, write object as subject. This is step number 1. Next, step number 2. So what is this step number 2? Step number 2 is very simple. Select suitable helping verb. How to select suitable helping verb, sir? Very simple. First of all, identify the tense of the active voice. So here you should have good knowledge of the tenses. So you have to identify what is the tense of the active voice. So you should have good knowledge of the tenses. If you do not have good knowledge of the tenses, so once watch our tenses video also. So it is available on Mastermind's channel. So you can watch that also. There you can get good knowledge about tenses. Right. In YouTube you can find it. Right. So here the given sentence is in simple past. So what is the tense of the given sentence? It is in simple past. Whenever the sentence is in simple past, then the helping verbs we have to take are was or were. So we have to take helping verbs was or were. Whenever the given sentence is in simple past, we have to use the helping verbs as was or were. So from that one helping verb we have to take. I always follows was. So after I we use was. I was. So this is step number 2. Select the suitable helping verb from the given table. So here like this we have a table. I'll tell you the table in few minutes. First let us complete the basic 5 steps. After that we can look into the table once. So from the table, there is a table. From the table we learned that whenever the given active voice is in simple past, the helping verbs that we are supposed to take are was or were. Among these two, between these two helping verbs, we selected one helping verb, that is was, because the subject is I. So I was. Next, third step, help V3 form of the verb. Whatever the verb they have given, write V3 form of the given verb. That is step number 3. We call it as past participle form or V3 form. So help V3 form also helped. So already in the question that is V2. Now in the answer we are writing V3, because if you see help, if it is V1 and V2 is helped and V3 is also helped. So this is V1, this is V2 and this is V3. So you need to have good knowledge about the verb forms. So if you did not have good knowledge of the verb forms, please go through the verb forms and learn the verb forms also. If you have good knowledge on the verb forms, you can write answer to any verb that is given in active voice. So this is step number 3. Write V3 form of the given helping verb. Next, fourth step, it's a common one. Add preposition by. So to any active voice sentence, we add preposition by. Next, last and final step, write subject as object. So he, whenever sentence starting he is given, left side you can observe, whenever he is given, what did we write in the objective case? In the objective case, we have to write it as him. So we write him. So this is step number 5. So this is how we write active voice into passive voice. Simple. You remember these 5 steps, most of the topic is in your mind. And there are some variations with respect to different models. Those models, if we learn very well, and active voice, passive voice topic is pretty easy for you. Now let us see. Once again I revise these 5 steps and I'll tell you the table. So with respect to this 5 steps, the most important step is the second step. The second step is most important one, because you have to, all the passive voice answer lies in the second step only. So the second step, how did we write the second step, sir? You may have this doubt. Whenever the given sentence is in simple past, then the helping verbs we have selected are was or were. So basing on the tense of the active voice, we selected these helping verbs. The logic is there. So if you learn this second step very well, you can understand active voice, passive voice very easily. So everything lies in the second step. Remember, I'll tell you the table also in order to facilitate you. So first of all, let us discuss briefly. So given active voice is giving priority to subject, that is he. Whenever you look at the passive voice, we are giving priority to receiver of action, that is I. So who is getting this help? I am receiving. So whenever we give priority to the receiver, then that sentence is passive voice. Whenever you are giving priority to the doer of action, that is active voice. Simple logic, right? Okay, so the first step is write object as subject. Second step, select the suitable helping verb from the given table. And the third step, write the V3 form of the verb. And fourth step, add preposition by. Next, fifth step, write subject as object. So if you remember these 5 steps, then you will remember active voice, passive voice very easily. Now coming to the table, as I already told you, let us learn the table. Here we are going to see a table. Now you may get a doubt. So what is this table, sir? I'll explain you in few minutes. Let me get the table 1 second. So here now let me go to the next page. See, whenever the given sentence is in certain tense, basing on the tense, we have to identify the passive voice helping verbs. Whenever the given sentence is in simple present, whenever the given sentence is in simple present, we use the helping verbs as is, am, are. The helping verbs must be is, am, are. Next, whenever the given sentence is in present continuous, whenever the given sentence is in simple present, then is, am, are. When it is in present continuous, same is, am, are. In addition to that, we use being, is, am, are plus being. Next, whenever the sentence is in present perfect, whenever the sentence is in present perfect, we get has or have plus been. So has or have plus been. So these 3 are related to present. So what are those 3? Simple present, present continuous, present perfect. Now you may get a doubt, sir, what about present perfect continuous? There is no passive voice for present perfect continuous. All perfect continuous do not carry passive voice. Simple. So you have to remember. Next, simple past. Whenever the sentence is in simple past, already we wrote it here on the top. Again I am repeating it. So simple past helping verbs are was or were. Very simple. Next one, past continuous. Whenever the given sentence is in past continuous, same was or were we have to take plus being. In all continuous tense we use being, being. In all continuous tense we use being. Next one, whenever the sentence is in past perfect. So whenever the sentence is in past perfect, we use had plus been. So these 3 are related to past. So these 3 are related to past. Okay, you must remember this table is very, very important, as I already told you. Whenever the given sentence is in simple present, we use is, am, are. Whenever it is in present continuous, is, am, are plus being. Whenever it is in present perfect, we use has or have plus been. If it is in simple past, we use was or were. If it is in past continuous, then we use was or were plus being. If it is past perfect, we use had plus been. So you have to remember this tense. In addition to this, there are 2 more. What are the 2 more points? I'll write it on the left side. So here I am going to write, suppose if the sentence is in simple future. If the sentence is in simple future, right? So whenever the given sentence is in simple future, if the sentence is in simple future, then we use will or shall plus be. We add this be form. So whenever the given sentence is in simple future, we use will or shall plus be. That is what you have to remember. If the sentence is in future perfect, then we use helping verbs as will have or shall have, will have or shall have plus been. So been is common, will have or shall have plus been. So you have to remember this one. So once you remember this, the logic is very simple. You can write any answer with this table is entirely very, very important. So few steps we have learnt in this table. And again I tell you, in this table you have to learn what are the tenses. You have to know the active voice tense, then only this table is easy for you. Otherwise again you will find it difficult to understand the table. So basing on the given active voice, if it is in simple future we use will or shall plus be. If it is in future perfect we use will have or shall have plus been. So this is the entire table that we are going to rely upon. So once you have knowledge of this table, then automatically you can get the answers. Now let us practice some questions. I'll give you some questions. Basing on this table we can answer that. Suppose if the sentence is something like I'll take any helping verb. I am reading the book. So imagine this is the sentence. I am reading the book. What is the object here? So we have to identify the object is the book. So we take it as subject. So the first step, whenever active voice is given like this, how to write passive voice? The book. So whatever the given sentence, it is in present continuous. So you have to identify the tense of the given sentence. The given sentence is in present perfect, present continuous, because is, am, are plus V1 ing is the structure for present continuous. So you can immediately see on the right side, whenever the sentence is given in present continuous, the helping verbs must be is, am, are plus being. So we take book is singular, so we use is, being. This is the very, very important step. The first step, you remember, write object as subject. Second step is being. Read, V3 form of read, read, but we write it as read and we read it as read. The book is being read. Fourth step, add preposition by. Last step, subject as object. Whenever I is given, so above table you can see, whenever I is given, in the ending we have to write it as me, by me. Very simple. This is fifth step. So if you are strong with the basics, you can easily understand the concept, however difficult it is. Right. If you understand this table and the things what I told you on the first screen, so if you understand these 5 steps, that's it. The active voice, passive voice is there in your mind. Now let us see some practice questions and different models from the regular material. So now let us get back to the material. So the theory part I have explained you in brief. You can understand it. Once again, if you want, you watch that, and you also go through the tenses. So I tell you, you have to go through the tenses, then you will get that perfection. Right. Let us see some examples. So here they have given what is active voice, what is passive voice. As we already discussed, when we give priority to subject, suppose birds build nests, subject is birds. So whenever we give priority to subject, then that is called active voice. Whenever we give object priority to object, then that sentence can be considered as passive voice. Examples they have given, and here they have asked you to identify whether the given sentences are active voice or passive voice. So that exercise is not there in your examinations. In your examinations, active voice sentence is given, you have to write the passive voice. If the passive voice sentence is given, you have to write the active voice. These 2 models are there, that too for 3 marks. As I already told you, 3 marks they are going to question. And we'll directly go to that exercise. Next, just now we saw, whenever the tense is in simple present. Just now I wrote the table also. So you can go through this table also. Okay, whenever the sentence is given in simple present, how to write passive voice. Whenever the sentence is in simple past, how to write. So just now we saw, whenever the sentence is in present continuous, how the changes are there. So you can observe the changes also. Suppose in the active voice we get throw or throws. In passive voice, thrown, we have to use V3. Thrown, is thrown, is, am, are, any one helping verb, is or am or are, any one helping verb we have to take, and V3 already we know, thrown. Okay, right. Whenever the sentence is in present continuous, we get is, am, are plus V1 ing. Then we have to write am being thrown, or is being thrown, or are being thrown. Okay, so like that we can look into this table also. As I already told you the table in a simpler format in the earlier page, you follow this particular right side table, that is very simple for you and easy to understand also. Or if you want, you can go through this table also, both any one table you can follow. Okay, and one more interesting point which we did not take or cover is, whenever the given sentence is in modal auxiliaries, can, could, may, like that, if it is given, we use be form. For example, I can drive the car. Then answer can be the car. We use the second step as can be, means we are adding be form. Along with that modal auxiliary, we have to add be form. That additional point I wanted to tell you, that's why I am writing here. The car can be, drive V3 form, driven by, fourth step, I changes into me. That is the last step. Got the point? So I can drive the car can be driven by me. So like that we can take. So whenever can, may, must, such sentences are given, we have to write answers like this. We'll take one more example. Say we must write the answers. We must write the answers. Suppose if the sentence is like this, then the answers is considered as, this entire sentence is active voice, as you can see it clearly, you can understand it. It is, the entire sentence is in active voice. Then if you want to write passive voice for this, then already we know the steps. First step, object as subject, the answers, must is the helping verb, we add be, right? V3 form is, so the first step is object as subject, second step helping verb. As we did not get in the above table, whenever modal verbs, whenever the modal verbs are given, we add be form. Simple, you can remember this one. Whenever the modal verbs are given, we add be form. So the answers must be written by us. So written is the third step, V3 form. Fourth form, by. Last step, subject as object. Very simple as it is. So if you understand the concept, the topic looks very simple. Okay, like that we can take down the answers depending upon the context. So this is additional point which we did not cover, and I covered it just now, so you got it clearly. So you can check through this, you will feel comfortable. Next we will see some more examples and exercises basing on this particular active voice, passive voice. So there are different models also. We will see some models also basing on this particular sentence. Some rules and regulations related to this active voice, passive voice are also given. Say for example some questions, we will practice some questions. First question, if you observe, teenagers read fashion magazines. Teenagers read fashion magazines. What is this object here? Fashion magazines. So the given sentence is in simple present. Teenagers, plural subject is there. Means the action is not happening only once, it is happening on a regular basis. Teenagers read action magazines. So action magazines are, why to take are? The logic is very simple. Whenever the given sentence is in simple present, we already discussed, whenever the given sentence is in simple present, See on the top, you can see whenever the given sentence is in simple present, we use the helping verbs as is, am, are. So basing on this particular thing, basing on this rule, we have to select the given helping verbs as are. So answer goes like this: the fashion magazines are read by teenagers. The fashion magazines are read by teenagers. That would be the right answer. Got it? So very easily you can get the answer to this question. Next one, Helen doesn't follow fashion trends. Helen doesn't follow fashion trends. The fashion trends doesn't means whenever the given word is in doesn't, it is also simple present. Do or does generally comes in simple present. So the fashion trends aren't followed by Helen. So that's the way we can write the answer. The children are laughing at the old beggar. The old beggar is being laughed at by the children. Why to take is being? Because the given sentence is in present continuous. Whenever the sentence is in present continuous, we get that. You can look into the table. Whenever the given sentence is in present continuous, then automatically you can take the helping verbs like is, am, are plus being. So what are the helping verbs that we can take? Is, am, are plus being. Easily you can understand. Whenever we get present continuous, then the helping verbs are very simple: is, am, are plus being. Then naturally you can understand it in a simpler manner. Okay, right, this is the way we can write it. Next one, she isn't learning the lesson in the classroom. Isn't learning, present continuous negative form. Yes, what she is not learning? The lesson. The lesson is a not, the isn't, anything you can take. You can take either isn't or is not. So the lesson is not or isn't being learnt by her in the classroom. The lesson isn't being learnt by her in the classroom. This can be taken as passive voice. They are showing us their best performance on the stage. What they are showing? Their best performance. What is the object here? Their best performance. Their best performance is being shown to us by them on the stage. You can write two ways this particular answer. The first way is the best performance is being shown to us by them on the stage, and the other way you can write is their best performance on the stage is being shown to us by them today. The today you can write at the end, because it's a time frame, you can write at the end. So don't forget to write the today. So in this way you can think of some sentences and you can go through the answers. So you can go through the answers. You try this first model is like this, and you can check the answers from the material that is given, and the suggested answers for this particular will be provided. In that you can go through in the material itself. Along with the material it will be there. So rules for changing imperative. This is part 2. Now we completed part 1. So in part 1 we saw the simple sentences. Next, part 2. Whenever imperative sentence is given, imperative sentence means, yes, whenever the sentence is given in the form of order, command, request, like that, then how to write passive voice. Now let us see part 2, or second part, what we can call it as. Right. So here we are going to start part 2. Whenever the given sentence is in imperative form, so what is imperative? Imperative means whenever the sentences are in the form of orders, commands, requests, suggestions. For example, so you can see the example: close the door, So this is an order. Generally, how to identify imperative sentences? You can see imperative sentences most of the time they start with verbs. Close the door. So if this type of sentence is given, how to write passive voice? So first of all, we'll see what is this active voice. So this is the active voice. Close the door. What is the object that is being affected? The door. We know the object is door. Door is object. But who is the subject? Is there any clarity of the subject here in the sentence? Who should close the door? Should I close the door, or should you close the door, or should someone else close the door? It is not clear. We are not clear about the subject in this particular context. When the subject is not clear, we can assume that the opposite person or whoever is there is considered as a subject. So whenever the active voice is given like this, how to write passive voice? Passive voice can be let the door be closed. Simply you can add let. Whatever the object is there, that object you can write, and we have to add this be form. So observe the differences, observe the points. We are adding let, we are writing object as subject, we are adding be form, V3 form of the given verb, that is close. That is fourth step. This is very simple. Suppose help the poor. Answer can be let the poor be helped. Write the notes, let the notes be written. Organize the program, let the program be organized. We can write like this. Suppose if you add another point to this, say for example, we'll make a small change in this sentence. Say we make small correction with this active voice. Yes, we'll make a small correction with this active voice. Say for example, please close the door. Suppose we add please here. Say for example, please is added in this particular sentence. Then how to write it? So please close the door. What is the difference between the top sentence and this sentence? We added only one word, that is please. So please close the door. So whenever please is added, you write answer something like you are requested. You are requested to close the door. You are requested to close the door. So you are requested is the phrase that we are going to add here. Now students get doubt, sir, where is the V3 form? So close as it is we are writing, no sir. There is no V3 form, no sir. But already we wrote requested as a V3 form. Then no need of writing again one more V3. So you are requested to close the door. So this is the way we can answer these questions in a simple manner. Right. So here some rules related to that particular point are given. So whenever please is given, please give me the bottle. You are requested to give me the bottle. Pick up the phone, let the phone be picked up. Close the door, let the door be closed. So for these three sentences we can see the answers like that. Next, some more examples are there. Let us see some examples. Just now we discussed all these points in the yes. Carry it home. Let it be carried home. Do it at once. You are suggested to do it at once. Like that also you can write. Otherwise simple form. Let it be done at once. Let it be done at once. That's simple answer. Throw the ball. Yes, you are ordered to throw the ball. You are suggested to throw the ball. Like that also you can write the answer. You are requested to throw. If please is given, then you can write requested. If please is not given, ordered, suggested, like that also you can take. So please help me. You are requested to please help me. Work hard. You are advised to work hard. Respect elders. You are suggested or advised to respect the elders. Do not waste time. You are advised not to waste the time. Whenever we get do not, we write answer as not to. Please give me the bottle. The same sentence which we got in the example above. You are requested to give me the bottle. Do yoga daily. You are advised to do yoga daily. Love the kids. Let the kids be loved, like that we can take, or you are advised to love the kids. Both can be considered as right answers. Follow your dreams. You are suggested to follow your dreams. You are advised to follow your dreams. Your dreams are to be followed. Are to be followed. Next one, obey your parents. Yes, your parents are to be obeyed by you, or you are advised to obey your parents. So like this topic is pretty simple. If you are given any question from this particular model, you feel very comfortable and easy. I am damn sure you can get easily good score. You can see the remaining exercises also. Next, rule number 3. So just now we completed part 3, part 2. Next, part 3. Here, whenever the sentence is given in interrogative sentence, interrogative means what? Interrogative means question form. There are two types of interrogative sentences. One is with WH and the another one is yes or no type of question. Whenever WH question is given or yes or no type of question is given, how to answer? Let us see. I will explain you on the white screen once again, so that it will be easy for you. Just now we saw this part 2. Now coming to part 3. So part 3, whenever the given sentence is in interrogative form. So in part 3 we are going to see interrogative form here. As I already told you, interrogative sentences are of two types. Let me divide the screen into two parts so that it will be easy for you to compare both, or generally we can explain on the single point also, no problem. Anyways, we already divided it. Suppose if the question is yes or no type of question, and if the sentence is WH type of question, how to answer? Suppose if the question is yes or no type of question, say for example, do you eat mango? Do you eat mango? So the question goes like this. First of all, identify what is the tense. Do or does comes in simple present, did comes in simple past, has or have comes in present perfect, had comes in past perfect. So these helping verbs you need to have basing on your tenses knowledge. So the given sentence is in simple present, easily we can understand. Then basing on the table, so above tables, whenever the given sentence is in simple present, so look at the top one. Whenever the given sentence is in simple present, what did we do? Is, am, are. So from this is, am, are, we have to take one helping verb as a first step. Mango is singular, so I am taking is, mango. So first step, you have to take the helping verb. You have to select the helping verb basing on the given active voice tense, basing on the given active voice tense, that is helping verb. And the object, you have to write it as subject. This is step number 2. Is mango. Next, V3 form, always same. Eat, ate, eaten. Is mango eaten. Next, fourth step, common, by. Last step, again subject as object, you. Very simple. Suppose the same sentence, if you add WH, say for example, why do you eat mango? I am taking same sentence because you will understand the difference easily. So just I added only one word, why. So same why we have to take, whatever the interrogative question or word that is given, same word you can take, and the remaining sentence is same. If the sentence is in simple present, you have to take helping verb from simple present. Why is mango eaten by you? Very simple. Why is mango eaten by you? So whenever the given question is in WH form, your answer also comes in WH form. So this is how we can write active voice to passive voice whenever interrogative sentences are given. Very easily you can understand. We'll take one more. We'll change the tense this time. Suppose I take simple past. Did he complete the task? Did he complete the task? In active voice we have question form, passive voice also you must put the question form. If you don't put question form in passive voice, there are chances that they may reduce 1 mark, or full marks they can reduce because the question mark is so important, or they can reduce half mark depending upon the mindset of the examiner. Did he complete the task? So the given question is starting with did. Whenever the question starts with did, the tense is simple past. So once look at the helping verbs. Whenever the given sentence is in simple past, what are the helping verbs we have to use? Was or were. So this table is very important, as I told you earlier. If you did not have the idea of this table, again you will be in trouble. So practice this table thoroughly. Once you practice this table thoroughly, you can write the answers very easily. So whenever the given sentence is in simple past, we use the helping verbs as was or were. What is the object here? You must observe the object. What is the given object here? The object is the task. So the task is singular, so helping verbs must be was, the task. So we write was as helping verb. As just now we saw, we have to use either was or were. We took was because task is singular. Suppose if the answer is like in the question itself they give tasks, means plural is there, then were the tasks, that we have to take were. So depending upon the object, we have to take the helping verb. So was the task is object as subject. Second step, was the task completed by him. So completed is the V3 form. This is the step number 3. By is the 4th step. Him is the last and 5th step, as we saw it earlier. And the question mark must be there. Suppose if you add WH, where or how, so you may take how also, no problem. So where did he complete the task? Where did he complete the task? Answer can be where was, same as it is, the task, where was the task completed by him. Where was the task completed by him? When we use where, we write where here. Suppose if you take how did he complete the task, then we write how was the task completed by him. Suppose we take why did he complete the task, we write answer as why was the task completed by him. Whatever the WH word is given, the same WH word, whatever the WH word is given, the same WH word we write, repeat. Same thing in the above also. And the remaining part is same as it is, no change. As we wrote on the left side, right side also same. As we wrote on the left side, right side also same. That is how we can write interrogative sentences. Whenever the interrogative sentences are given, it's very easy, except one question. What is that exemption? That exemption also we'll see now. In one case, we don't do this. What is that one case means? Let us see. Let me explain you. Whenever the question is given like, who helped you. Whenever the question is given, active voice is given with who, only in that case we have to write passive voice by starting by whom. By whom. The given sentence is in simple past, then the helping verbs must be was or were. By whom were you helped? So this is a special question you have to remember. Whenever the question starts with who, then the passive voice starts with by whom. Who guided you with respect to base year? By whom were you guided by? with respect to BCR. Who claimed or who organized the program? By whom was the program organized? Again, you need not write by. Already we wrote it in the beginning. So this is how we can take passive voice whenever the question forms or interrogative forms are given. So I hope everybody got the clarity. So this particular model is very simple. If you understand it, very easy. Basing on the given active voice, you can write a passive voice in a simple manner. Some examples you can see. So few randomly some examples we shall discuss. Yes, do they announce the results by next month? So do they announce the results by next month? So the given sentence is in active voice and started with do. Do they announce the results by next month? Yes. What is the object here? The results. And the given sentence is in simple past. Results are plural, so answer can be are the results announced. V3 form is announced by them by next month. So question mark, you should not forget the question mark also. So like this you can think and write the answers. Just now I explained you some examples. Basing on that examples, you can go ahead with this particular questions. Suppose WH question, we'll take one example for WH question. Why did they select John as leader? So the given question starts with why. Did is the simple past. So why was John selected as leader? Why was John selected as leader? Next, when we take has he beaten his servant? So the given sentence is in present perfect. Has his servant been, we should not forget to add been. Has his servant been beaten by him? Has his servant been beaten by him? Next, whenever the modal auxiliary is there, so don't forget to write be form. Can the patient drive the car? Can the car be driven by the patient? Should we cancel the ticket? Should the ticket be cancelled by us? Why must you learn English? Why must English be B form? We should not forget B form, same like 17th one. Why must English be learnt by you? Okay, so this is how you can write answers for this particular exercises. Some of the questions randomly we have selected and discussed. So this is how interrogative questions can be seen. Next one, part 4. Whenever the given question is in active voice, then how to write passive voice? If the given sentence is in active voice, we have discussed number of passive voice till now. Now imagine the reverse way. Whenever the given question is in passive voice, then how to change it to active voice? This is the reverse way of writing active to passive. Till now we have learned the 5 steps, active to passive, how to change. The 5 steps you have to do apply in the reverse way. The object becomes subject, subject becomes object, that's the same thing. Previously we used to write V3. Now we have to see what helping verb we used in passive voice. Basing on the helping verb in the passive voice, you have to select the tense of the active voice. In order to write passive to active, you should have good knowledge on tenses, because the active voice you are going to write in basing on tenses. So tenses ni base cheskoni rastaru kabatti meeku tenses meeda good knowledge undalamma. So then you can easily understand this reverse conversion. So they have given some tips. So you can go to, in order to recognize that a sentence is in passive voice, which are with the following keywords you can see. Sometimes we use be form. When we write modal auxiliaries can, could, may, might, or will, or shall in the future, then we use be form. Next, is or am we use, and past participle form. and we write being also. All the entire table you can follow. So entire table what we discussed just earlier. So this table you can remember. So the right side helping verbs, you can look at the right side helping verbs. Let me use a light colored marker and just highlight you. So this right side helping verbs, whatever we have learnt. So ఏవైతే right side ఈ helping verbs వాడామో, I'll take a light color once. Yes, whatever the helping verbs we used on the right side, this all helping verbs will be given in the question this time. So now next time you will be given this right side helping verbs, and this helping verbs, basing on that you have to write reverse process, and we have to write the reverse active voice from them. Let us see some examples. So you will understand better when you see some examples. So these are some of the hints they have given. Don't completely blindly depend upon the hints. If you see the sentences, you can write. So this will be the last model. So after that some table is given. I will come back to that exercise. This exercise ki malli ostanu just 2 minutes. Let me see the next point. We'll see these examples anyways now in few minutes. After that we have given you table. So here the table, let me explain you how to practice this table. With the help of this simple table, you can master all active voice, passive voice. For example, he writes a letter. This is in simple present. A letter is written by him. So he does not write a letter. A letter is not. Whenever the sentence is does not, then we write is not. You can take isn't also. Next question form, WH or so helping verb. Does he write a letter? Is a letter written by him? Suppose if we add why does he write a letter? Then your answer also we add why is a letter written by him. Very simple. Next, they sell books. Books are sold by them. She helps me. I am helped by her. So you can write active voice to passive voice. Now what we are doing is, this passive voice will be given to us. We have to convert it into active voice. Means by seeing this helping verb we can identify. So you have to look at the helping verb. Suppose is given. So these helping verbs are given. Automatically this is in passive voice. Then the active voice must be in this structure. Subject plus V1 plus S or ES plus object. This is simple present structure. Means when the passive voice is given, observing the helping verbs, basing on that you have to know the active voice tense, and basing on that you have to take the answer. Okay, the reverse process. Suppose I am helped by her. So here am helped we use in simple present only. Then the active voice must be in simple present. Then the active voice is she helps me. Suppose instead of her it is given by them. Then your answer will be they help me, because we should not add S or ES here. This is the simple present rule. Now you have to know the simple present rule. What is that simple present rule? Some subjects like I, we, you, they, and plurals, they do not take S or ES. For this we should not take S or ES. So we did not use S or ES here. Then when to take S or ES? He, she, it, any names like Raju, and singulars. So here we have to take S or ES. So in these cases we use S or ES. So that is the reason why we use S here. Helps. I hope you got this point. When to take S or ES, when to not take S or ES. In this case we should not take S or ES. Here we have to take S or ES. Depending on the subject, what subject we use here. Depending on the subject we have to decide whether we have to take S or ES or not. Okay, so you can practice this table like this. So next some more examples are given basing on the tenses. You can practice active to passive and passive to active. This entire table with answers, it is given clearly on the screen for you. You try each and every sentence and cross check whether you are able to convert active to passive and passive to active or not. By just help of this table you can master the active voice, passive voice. You take anyone, you take this sentence, all the sentences one by one. You try to change it into passive and check your answers whether you got the right answers or not. Next, take the second table. Even the same trick we are telling to the students when we are teaching in the class also. We request the students to follow the same here also. Suppose here you take passive voice. You try to convert everything into active voice by observing the tense. Suppose will be is given, will be plus V3 means it is passive voice. Clearly by her is also given. Means active voice must contain either will or shall. So she will write a poem. Like that you can convert active voice to passive voice and passive voice to active voice basing on this table. Okay. So this one you should remember, very, very essential. Next, future perfect in the same way. Some examples. All topics are covered here. But anyways, as I already promised, let me come back to this. Model 4. Change passive to active. I told you I will discuss some answers. So among the 3 questions that they are giving in your main examinations, 2 questions will be from active to passive. Probably 1 question we can expect from passive to active also. That's the reason why we are practicing this model also. Right? So a movie is going to be watched by us. A movie means this is passive voice. Clearly we can understand by us. Whenever by us is given, first of all is going to be. But the problem is this is not in any one tense. This is going, am going, are going to be, going to be. Whenever this type of verb is given, this is not the main verb. The main verb is watched here. So in this case, how to write passive voice? So first of all, by us is given, we have to take us as subject. When we take us as subject, we write we. So is, am, are, among that we can take are. Going to, whenever going to is given, then write the same going to, don't change it. This is a special sentence, that's why I am explaining you this one. First question, little special. Similarly, you have some more questions also later, this type of model, that's why I am telling you this is a special question. So we are going to watch a movie. We are going to watch a movie tonight. So like this we have to write the answer. So whenever the special sentence is given, then answer also will be in a different way. This is, you cannot relate this to any one tense particularly. Okay. Next, for example, you have to take the third sentence. A picture is drawn by me. Is drawn. So this tense is present, simple present. How can we say simple present? You have to remember the table. In simple present only we have, so see right side top. Simple present we have is, am, are. Is, am, are is followed by V3 only in simple present. So naturally we have to write, we have to consider it as simple present because is, am, are plus V3. Then passive voice can be something like I draw. Yes or yes add cheyala cheyakudda? Just ఇప్పుడే మనం డిస్కస్ చేసాం. ఐ, వి, యూ, దే ప్లూరల్స్ కి ఎస్ ఆర్ ఎస్ రాదు. వేటికి వస్తుంది అనుకున్నాం? ఎస్, జస్ట్ నౌ వి డిస్కస్డ్ హీ, షీ, ఇట్ నేమ్స్ సింగులర్స్ వి గెట్ ఎస్ ఆర్ ఎస్. జస్ట్ నౌ వి డిస్కస్డ్. బేసింగ్ ఆన్ దట్ ఐ డ్రా a picture. So we have to apply the reverse process. In the passive voice, whatever the object is there, that will become the subject in passive active voice. Next, because the given sentence is simple present, we have to write verb. So the structure should be subject plus verb plus object. Means simple present, you should understand this tense. You should know the tense structure. So if you don't know the tense structure, then this topic, this particular model number 4 or classroom discussion 4 will be difficult. So you should have good knowledge of the tense structures. So simple present, what is the structure for simple present? What is the structure for simple past? What is the structure for simple future? All these you should have good idea. Then only you can understand this topic easily, this model. Next, 4. The jackpot will be won by her. See, will be won means it is given in future tense. So first of all, the object we have to convert it into subject. So when we write it as subject, we write she will win. Future, simple future structure we should know. What is the simple future structure? Subject plus will or shall plus V1 plus object. If you should understand these tense structures. Then if you don't know the tense structures, then you may find it little hard or difficult. Okay. So she will win. V1 is win. What will she win? The jackpot. She will win the jackpot. She will win the jackpot. She will win the jackpot. Very simple. So basing on the passive voice, you can convert it into active voice. You have to observe it. Okay. So that is how we convert this passive to active also, depending on the given question. So this model is also very important because one question can be expected from this model, because regularly they are giving one question from this particular exercise also. So keep practicing this particular model thoroughly. And now in few minutes I will explain you some important models related to active voice, passive voice. The probability of that questions may be little more. Suppose some models which are not covered here up to now. Say for example, when the sentence is given with two objects. Remember, when the sentence is given with two objects, then we may write two passive voice. For example, we'll take one sentence. She gave me a gift. Suppose if you take sentence like this, she gave me a gift. What is the subject here? Subject is she, and gave is V2 form, me is object 1, a gift is object 2. Whenever the sentence is given like this, these are called sentence with two objects. These are called sentence with two objects. Whenever sentences are given with two objects, first of all you have to identify what is direct object and what is indirect object. When you question what, so your basic concepts are helping. You will get the answer as gift. So this is direct object. To whom? To me. This is somewhat indirect object. Then in this case you give priority to direct object. Means whenever you are writing passive voice, you take a gift. The given sentence, it is already V2, means it is in simple past, means we can take helping verbs as was or were. So gift is singular, so we take was. Gift was given, V3 form, third step. First step, object as subject. Second step, basing on the helping verbs, we have to take one helping verb. Third step, V3 form. But the fourth step is little different. The remaining object, whatever is there, we have to write. A gift was given to me. This is fourth step. Additionally, we are getting this point. Next, fifth step, as we already know previously fourth step, now it is becoming fifth step. Means we are getting one more step here. By she changes into her. So we got 6 steps here, and additional step we got because of this additional object. Sir, is this the only answer, sir? No, we have another answer also. We can take indirect, the other object, and write passive voice. Suppose the passive voice can go like this also. Suppose you take me as subject, then I, the given sentence is in simple past, so was, I was given. The remaining object you have to write here, fourth step, a gift. This step is additional, just like the above one. By she changes into her. So here we got two passive voice. Now the students may have this question, sir, if in examination they give you this question, should we write two answers? This type of question can be in the mind of students. That's why I am explaining you this model. Till now this did not happen, but if at all if they give you this model in your examination, you can definitely write two answers by mentioning alternative answer or R. So the second one will be the alternative. My suggestion would be take the direct object and write. Suppose if you feel, no sir, I want to write only one answer, tell me one answer. Then my suggestion would be take the direct object, whatever is answering what, and write it as answer. Means you can consider first answer. Suppose if we write only one answer, will they give the mark, sir? 100% they will give you the mark. If we write two answers, will they give extra mark, sir? No. They are not going to give you any additional mark. But if you have knowledge, definitely you may present two answers. So this is one way. Next, some sentences are there. You have to remember. This is also special sentence. Whenever, I will explain you. This is one more special point. Whenever, I will explain you. This is one more special point. Whenever, I will explain you. This is one more special point. Whenever, I will explain you. This is one more special point. Whenever, I will explain you. This is one more special point. Whenever, I will explain you. This is one more special point. Whenever, I will explain you. This is one more special point. Whenever, I will explain you. This is one more special point. Whenever, I will explain you. This is one more special point. Whenever, I will explain you. This is one more special point. Whenever, I will explain you. This is one more special point. Whenever, I will explain you. This is one more special point. Whenever, I will explain you. This is one more special point. Whenever, I will explain you. This is one more special point. Whenever, I will explain you. This is one more special point. Whenever, I will explain you. This is one more special point. Whenever, I will explain you. This is one more special point. Whenever, I will explain you. This is The given sentence is object complement. Object complement. So what is this object complement, sir? You may have this doubt. Suppose you take someone stole the chain. Suppose the subject is like someone, somebody, unknown person. In this case, do not write the same as by someone. Means I'll explain you. Suppose this is active voice. If when you are writing passive voice for this type of sentence, the first step is the chain. Given sentence is in V2, so was stolen, V3 form. So step 3 is V3 form. Step 2 is helping verb. Step 1 is object to subject. Don't write this by someone. So this step is avoided. This 4th and 5th steps are avoided. Sir, if we write, will they reduce the mark? 100% they will reduce the mark. Do not write this by someone. Why? Because this someone is unknown person. We should not write somebody, someone, an unidentified person. So when the subject is given like that, do not write it in the passive voice. This is one more model which you have to remember. All the special models I am discussing, which we did not cover above. Suppose one more thing is there. So this one you may find it little hard to understand. This is special model 3 I consider. Suppose when active voice is given in future tense, then depending upon the subjects we have to answer. This is not only future tense, this can be considered as modal verbs also. For example, in modal verbs also we get this. Say, I will help you. I will help you. Suppose this is active voice. I is followed by will. Okay. So when you are writing passive voice, you must be little careful. This type of sentence comes only when the helping verbs are will or shall, or simply speaking in future tense. When will or shall are using about future, when you take I or we, if you take will, it is considered as confidence. When you use shall, it indicates doubt. Got the point? Then when we take will, it implies confidence. Suppose for example, your friend came to you asking for some 10,000. I'll give you after 1 month. He told, I'll give you after 1 month. Then if you want to feel like, yes, meet me tomorrow, I'll definitely give you. If you are confident, then you say, I will. If you are not confident, I shall try tomorrow, I shall see tomorrow. That is doubtful. The same condition when the subjects are changing, when we have other thing, anything other than IV, he, she, it, they. You take any example other than IV, Raju, Ravi, Srinu, any subject other than IV, the context is going to reverse. Will indicates doubt and shall indicates confidence. Suppose he will definitely come to class tomorrow. He shall we have to use. No condition in using will. So he shall means confidence. At any cost he will come. Means at any cost he shall come. Shall, confidence. He will try tomorrow. He will try. He will see. When we are telling probability or doubt, we use will. So if you understand this particular point, that's the topic is very simple. If you did not understand this point, once again play back and listen to this particular point. Okay, when we use I or we as subject, we use will to indicate confidence and shall for doubt. And the remaining helping verbs, we use will to indicate doubt and shall to confidence. Simple. Now let us see. This you is there. When you write you as subject, we write the same you. This is the first step. Now tell me, I is carried with will, means it is having this confidence. But when it comes to you, he, she, it, you, they, and remaining anything other than IV. In order to retain the same confidence, what should we use? So we should use shall. So we should use shall to bring the same confidence. So naturally, what should we do? shall, you shall. And already we know whenever future form is there, be form must be added. We know already that we should add be form. So you shall be. So this point is very, very important. Till now they did not give in your exam, but if at all if they give, very, very important aspect, you may lose the mark if you don't know this knowledge. So you shall be helped. The remaining steps are same. By, I changes into me. Step number 5. That's it. Very simple. So I will help you. You shall be helped by me. So this particular point you have to remember. So we discussed some special models also whenever the sentences are given in a special context, how to answer when two objects are given. Next, when the object complement model is there, no need to when to write, when we should not write this object, and future will or shall condition also I explained. Hope this will give you a detailed explanation about this active voice, passive voice in just 1.5 hours or 1 or 15 minutes. We tried our level best to cover almost all the important aspects, and if you listen to this 1 or 15 minutes class, probably you will get 3 out of 3 marks. I hope so. So with this note, I close the class. Thank you.
Hi students, just now you have watched a sample of RRB videos available in Masterminds app for all the subjects of CA Foundation. If you like this video and if you are interested to purchase the entire course of a particular subject, that means entire RRB videos of a particular subject, yes, they are available right in your hands. So open your mobile phone and please do install an app called Masterminds Online Classes, which is available in Google Play Store. After that, enter your particulars and in the home screen you will find an option called Store. Please click that option, and these are all the filters. So one of the filters you will be able to see is CA Foundation RRB. If you click this option, you will find the RRB videos of all the subjects, and whatever the subject you want, you can purchase through this app. So it's not required for you to purchase the RRBs of all the subjects. Whatever the subject you like, you can purchase the same. And even mathematics, statistics and reasoning are being uploaded as 3 separate subjects, and for each subject we have given detailed explanation of sometimes 30 to 40 hours. So in just a matter of 30 to 40 hours, you will be able to revise the entire subject. That is the beauty of these RRB videos. And you can even watch these videos in iOS platform. If you belong to iOS platform, please do install an app called Class Plus, and enter the organization code as MZGun. Then you will be able to access all these videos in iOS platform also. My dear students, if you have any academic issues, please do send a mail to my mail ID mssprakash2012@gmail.com. And my dear students, not only RRB videos, all the videos related to CA Foundation are available in the same app. So for example, CA Foundation regular batch videos of all the subjects, CA Foundation crash batch videos of all the subjects, and sometimes CA Foundation chapter wise videos of some important chapters are also available in the same app. So if you are interested to buy a particular subject, then you can purchase the same through this app. So either CA Foundation regular batch or crash batch videos are already available here. So through this app, at the convenience of your mobile phone, you can watch any videos of your choice without any human intervention, and you can pay the amount through various options. So my dear students, I hope that all of you will enjoy these services. All the best. Let's have a glimpse into the roots of the Masterminds. So Masterminds were established in 2002 and is undeniably the pioneer and the leader in MEC, CA and CMA coaching in India with a lion's share of nearly 20,000 admissions per annum. It is an incredible initiative by three visionary edupreneurs. That is me, MSS Prakash, Chartered Accountant, my brother Mohan, my sister-in-law Radha. From the same family at a very young age under the successful mentorship of our father, Mr. M. Sivaprasad. Within the shortest span, our presence have expanded to almost all major cities of AP and Telangana. We are humbled to say that very soon we want to expand to the states of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu also, so especially with the wishes and support of all our old students. We offer best quality services for MEC with integrated coaching for CRCMA Foundation. Exclusive MEC CEC coaching is also available. Regular class, study hours and revision exams, MMTS services for all the levels of CSCMA courses. And recently we launched a unique academic program called MEC Pro, aiming the students who aspire to pursue BBA, CLAT or MBA in future rather than CSCMA courses, and we have received excellent response. So our students have achieved first rank for 47 times in various courses that we offer coaching. Till now, our students have bagged 977 All India ranks in all the stages of CSCMA courses. So 98 All India ranks in a single attempt of CMA inter and final exams, and 180 All India ranks in CSCMA courses in 2019 and 20 alone. So 3 All India first ranks in the year 2020 alone. So right now we have around 150 batches of various courses in Guntur and all our branches together.